You are listening to the ERP, Organizational Change Journal, a podcast brought to you by Nestle and Associates.
And you mentioned too in the webinar, Lisa, that quote, statistical analysis of ERP projects indicates rates of failure vary from 50 to 70%, end quote. So therefore, Lisa, part of a good strategy means, again, defining, aligning, and communicating what success is. And you even mentioned in your last response that aligning on that idea of success is pretty critical. So suppose you are leading a kickoff meeting for an organization that's just starting an ERP implementation. How would you generally define and describe for them success in terms of ERP organizational change?
Yeah, that's a great question. That quote, while at the same time I resonate with it because I've been through a number of different ERP implementations, it also aggravates me a little bit in terms of the failure rates around ERP implementations. I think one of the things that I have found over the last 3 to 5 years in my research is that those statistics are getting better. And I don't necessarily think that they're getting better because we're doing things better or the technology is getting better. I think that it is that we are actually starting to think about what success is. And I think, too, success changes over the course of an ERP project. You know, as we're beginning an ERP project, some of our first goals might be to get executive stakeholder buy-in, to get resourcing, to get team members on board during the project. And as we work through an ERP implementation, we all know what big projects they are. You know, you might be right in the middle of an ERP implementation, and success might look like your team, you know, while very tired and exhausted, isn't burnt out and leaving the organization. And that at the end of the day, as you start to go live, that you're able to continue business operations and put in place a continuous optimization effort to increase the return on investment over time of that ERP application. So to sum that up, really what I'm trying to say there is I don't think necessarily that ERP system implementations are as dire as some of the statistics suggest. I think that we really need to, as organizations, define what success looks like for us over different phases of a project, no matter what it might be we're taking on. And you know, again, think about this holistically, as you mentioned, the entire application lifecycle, right? From beginning current state analysis to post-go live operations, support, and optimization.
Yeah, great insight, Lisa. Thank you for that. You know, and I think to your point, one of the things we've seen through years of formal research is often organizations don't define success. And so the problem with that becomes, how do you know if you're successful if you don't clearly define or agree upon that definition of success? And when you have various stakeholder groups and they all think of success in different ways, well, you're never going to be successful, right? According to definition and people's perceptions. And so I think that idea is really spending some time on the front end of the project in defining success and what it really means throughout all the phases of the project is critical.